So why don't we just all stop eating? This is the real question. It's easy to lose weight. You just have to stop eating. So why can't we do it? Why can't we stop eating, lose the weight, and just get beautiful again? So I think the problem is maybe not you. Remember that part I said? Maybe it's not your fault. Maybe we have fooled you into thinking there's a better way of eating, which wasn't. Then you failed at it. Then you thought it was you. Then you tried again and failed again, and then you stopped trying. Because now when something like this comes up, you kind of want to be there because you want to know what's happening, but you're kind of nervous to start all over again. You've done the Weightloss, you've done the Weight Watchers, the Sure Slims, you've done every You magazine, next great diet thing since it went into print in 1973, and still nothing sticks. Difficult. We don't have the motivation. They're slow, they're boring, they're imbalanced. They're not sustainable. They're fads that you know they're trying to make money out of you. And you all know. You all have reasons. We call them excuses sometimes, but sometimes it is the industry's problem and mistake or fault, not yours. So what makes our program a bit different is we do have a very simple decision-making process. How do you know what to eat? This versus that versus that. I'm going to tell you how to put your plate together that it's going to nourish you, keep you full and satisfied. If you're ever hungry doing our program, then you're doing something wrong. You will be surprised how little food you need and not be hungry. Very sustainable. We don't weigh food. We don't count calories. We have no wonder drugs or shakes. We do, but we don't force you to take them. Because for me, you must take responsibility first. I want you to know when you lose your 15 kilograms at the end of this program, I want you to know that you did it and that you can do it by yourself, and that even if you regain 5 after, you know how to do it again to lose it again. I don't want you to become dependent on my product. I do have products that I do give to people when there are medical concerns or issues, and there are many. For some of us, we do just have to stop eating. But for some of us, we need our hormones balanced. For some of us, we need the inflammation in our colons treated. For some of us, we need to get our guts healthy. There are foods. For some of us, we just need a good meal replacement because whenever it's lunchtime, we find ourselves at a canteen ordering something with bread or pastry. We wouldn't like to eat it, but you know how it goes. Sometimes you just have no choice. You're in a hurry and you buy it, and we all do it. So I have shakes, and I'll introduce you to them, but I don't insist on them, and I don't want people to think the shakes make the difference. Right. The recipes, there are no recipes. That's how cool this is. But I'm going to tell you how to prepare your food, but it's not going to be over a little list that you have to weigh out the ingredients. Remember, this is so that your husband can do it too. Whole family eats the same food. Critical for any weight loss program to succeed. Everybody has to eat the same food. So the food is going to be recognizable. It's going to be pleasant tasting. It's going to look nice. It's not going to look like rabbit food or diet food or diabetic food. It's going to look good so that your husband is happy to eat with you, or your wife. It has to, and even your kids. So this is our program. We came up with the 4E program, and I'm going to show you how that works. Over a 12-week period, we're going to bring different concepts to your attention, which will all start to change the way you feel, look, and think about food ultimately. We have to start with elimination. You have to get rid of the junk. That's the junk choices that you're making, the junk that you're putting into your body, and the junk that's already stored up in your body. So we spend 2 weeks getting rid of junk. Then we start getting lighter. We start getting cleverer, and that's why we've called this the enlightened phase. We learn how to get the nourishment going again, how to get the metabolism going again, how to get the health going, how to actually start to change the habits that we've learned to like the foods we think we like, and to slowly convert it to starting to enjoy the foods that we need to like. We spend a week or 2 on that. We'll spend, I explained a lot about diabetes and sugar in those sessions, which is very important. Foods that are making you sick that you don't even know, we're going to talk about there. I just want to see, it seems to hang. Okay, we're going to talk about your gut microflora, candida, stuff that's going on inside of you that you don't even realize is happening. The scariest place to be in your body is inside your intestines, for the obvious reasons, and for reasons you wouldn't expect. There is more life in your intestines than there are cells in your body. And we're going to tell you how that influences your health. There's so much going on in there that we're now starting to recognize the fact that these organisms that live inside of us actually function as an organ. They can promote health and they can promote disease. They can cure, and the lack of them can cause chaos. We're going to have a psychologist come and talk to you just before you go mad to tell you how to get your minds right and how to stay focused. We're going to talk about hormones because I cannot do a lecture to men or women without considering why your hormones are causing you to go mad, why your body shape changes, why you never got your body back after you had your baby, why you're getting hot, why you can't sleep, why you hate everybody for 1 week of the month and then tolerate them for the other 3, why you don't have a libido, why you are losing your hair, why you are swollen, why you are uncomfortable. We will explain to you, because if we get your hormones sorted out, we're going to watch your body start losing weight almost by itself, as if by magic. You cannot ignore, in our current society, this is where we differ from Sudan. You have been exposed to contraceptives since the day you turned 16. Somebody has said to you, for your skin, to control your periods. Then you become menopausal. We give you a hormone again so that you don't feel hot flashes and you're not depressed. Hormones, 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 your whole life. And we think it's not doing anything. You'll be very, very surprised. Maybe you won't. We talk about exercise. We're going to move you through this process. We do not do exercise to lose weight. We do exercise to energize. So the exercise we're going to show you is short, it's hard-hitting, it's powerful, it's energizing. It's not an hour a day in the gym because most people don't feel like that. So that's good, hey? Some of you will stay now. We're going to teach you how your food can become the medicine that actually heals your body. And when you get this right, I've seen patients. I've got a patient at the moment. She was probably 60 kilograms overweight. She's lost about 40 of it. We have halved the insulin that she's using. Now, insulin for a diabetic is life-saving. Hey? We've told you by the time you're on insulin, that's it. You are dependent on that insulin. And we've halved it. So what happened there? We finally found the key to get her body to start healing itself. And I'm confident that another 20 kilograms, we might be able to stop her insulin completely. We've stopped, out of 3 blood pressure medications she was on, we've stopped 2 already. Her body can just fix itself. She's walking for the first time in years. She's not jumping yet. I'll let you know how that goes. We want to know why your body makes the choices that it does. Why do you crave for the things that you do? Because this process, you think you're in control of what you feel like. You are not. The ladies that have been pregnant know that feeling of just needing something when it makes no sense at all. And your body knows what it needs, but sometimes it's making choices that you don't need it to make. And this is the energy. I feel like it isn't worth living if it isn't amazing. You want to have extra energy. I want you to get home at the end of the day not feeling exhausted. I want you to feel like now I can live. Now we walk the dog. Now we go to gym. Now we run around the block. That's how it should be. Work shouldn't exhaust you. Work should just kind of get the ball rolling. It could be. This is how you're going to die. Not hopefully exactly. But I want to teach you what's happening inside your body, what your food is actually doing, how it's starting to burn your organs away, why your heart attacks, your strokes, your Alzheimer's, your diabetes is related to inflammation, the body that is so damaged and so unwell that it can no longer heal itself, and how that slowly but surely leads to the destruction of every organ in your body. And eventually we all die. It's all inflammation based. And finally, we end with the equilibrium, where we just tell you how to live going forward. So we're going to have a strict phase where we are going to tighten up a little bit on what you can eat and can't eat. But we're going to start showing you as we progress through the 12 weeks what you can start bringing back. So that means you don't necessarily have to give away all your wine and stop drinking coffee and never have a bar one again. Yeah, I might have to go back on the bar one thing. But you're actually going to have a life that's pleasant, that you can socialize and not feel weird or spare. You're going to eat the food everybody else is eating. You're just going to eat it better. Right. So how fat do you need to be to start a weight loss and lifestyle program? Because I always wonder when people walk in, is that what's going through your mind? I don't think I'm that bad yet. I can probably still beat this by myself. I'm not giving another guy money to tell me what I already know. And I'm only a few kilograms overweight. So do you remember when you were only a few kilograms overweight? Do you actually remember that long back? Because it kind of sneaks up on you, doesn't it? I think this lady is a good example of something sneaking up on you. For example, her costume is kind of sneaking up on her. She put that on, I think, when she was about 5, and nobody ever took it off again. But for me, she was not born this way. And this didn't happen last night while she was sleeping. This has happened over years and years and years. There were a million opportunities to turn it around, but now it might be too late. And how do we get back from here? I'll tell you how we get back from here. We start before we get here. And that's why the amount of weight that you need to be over your ideal before you're in trouble is as little as half a kilogram. We can start to show how your whole metabolism, your body starts to change when your body mass index starts to go above 27. In other words, your ideal weight is a body mass index between 20 and 25. So we're talking about less than 5 kilograms. For some of us, from 2 kilograms, we can already start to see the changes in your blood pressure, in your sugar, in your insulin, in your breathing, in your sleep, in your energy, in your libido. 2 kilograms, it starts. We know that people who get diagnosed with diabetes have often had the problem for 10 years before they were diagnosed. It's sneaking up on you. By the time you got it, it's too late. But we had 10 years that we could have actually fixed it and stopped it. And we can. So who should take responsibility for this? The lady herself would be nice. Her parents would have been useful. Possibly she's eaten them already. But somebody should have stopped her. It shouldn't get to this. Right. So if you're not quite sure yet, I quickly want to show you why you can't lose weight by yourself. Are you ready for this? This is a normal day. I call this the clincher because when you go through this, you go, yeah, I can recognize that. I could relate to this. It's a brief example of why you have no chance. So we're going to go out for a day to Canal Walk. From Belleville, we're allowed across to Canal Walk once a week, but only for 3 hours. And they do take our weapons away from us before we go down. So we're going out to Canal Walk for the day with my family. We get up early. It's a Saturday morning. We sleep in a little bit. Then Dad makes the breakfast, bacon and egg, some jam, toast, coffee, milk. And for the sake of the example, I've put the kilojoules in. I'm not going to ask you to fuss about kilojoules, remember. But for the sake of this example, it does make a point. So you have a 5,200 kilojoule breakfast, a very normal breakfast. You have heard of people who eat like this, I believe. Then we're off to Canal Walk. We wander around the shops for hours and hours and hours. I probably spend 4 hours whinging. You know how that goes. While my wife looks at racks and racks of clothes she doesn't even mean to buy. And then we go and buy pies because that's how she knows I'm going to feel a little bit happier again. And a Coke and a bar one. And I get to a 4,000 kilojoule meal that really was something I could hold in one hand. And it was nutrition value. I don't think anybody has any doubt in their minds about the nutrition value of a pie and a Coke and a bar one. So it's petrol to keep me going, but really it's no good for me. We're going to go to the movies. We have popcorn. We have some Fanta or something there. So that's extra kilojoules I haven't put in here. Then we're going to go out for a steak afterwards. I'm going to have a fried mushroom, a draft of beer, 600-gram rib, not realizing that the rib gets me to 1,500 kilojoules per 100 grams. 9,000 kilojoules that's probably more than what I had. One of those. Chips, of course, because when you go to restaurants, you have to eat chips. Chips are mandatory. In fact, when you leave the restaurant, they say, did you have your chips? Yes, you're free to go. They never ask, did you have chips last night with supper? Because we'd all be in trouble, because most of us don't. It's weird that they think that we all do. So we have our chips, we have our fried onions, we have a little bit of dessert, and we get up to a nice 16,500 kilojoules of kind of a light snack. You know, I'm just starting to feel it bubble around a little bit, but it was lekker. So off we go. My wife, she's now the much more healthy one, so she starts making obviously healthy choices. So she starts with a Coke Light. Because Coke Light is the ultimate diet drink. Everything you eat after Coke Light actually just dissolves. So you literally can eat whatever you want after you've had a diet drink. It's unbelievable. She chooses the vegetarian pizza, not realizing that because of all the cheese and the oils and the pastry, she's eating 1,200 kilojoules per slice. 9,600, I probably stole one or two pieces, for her sake, to help with the diet. And then she has Greek salad, ice cream. Now, she didn't want that, but you know how it goes, ladies. So the rule is, if I'm going to have ice cream, then I order it for my wife. Because if I don't, she's going to eat half of mine. So I always order her whatever dessert I have, because it's a woman thing. I don't know. Anyway, she gets up to 17,200 kilojoules of energy and didn't realize it, but she actually had more than me in terms of energy for that meal. So look at what we end up with. Me, 26,600 kilojoules for the day. My wife, 27,000 kilojoules in one day. Here's the scary bit. How many people know how much we should have in a day? Does that sound like a lot? It feels like a lot, hey? And you know where I'm going to, so you're kind of going, yeah, that's not good. This shouldn't be happening. But we've all done this day. It was called last Saturday, wasn't it? Or the one before, and then maybe even the Friday. Because it's funny how that happens I'm going to go to the wedding, we're going to eat big, but that's really going to be it. Until it's, we forgot about his 50th on the Monday. But after that, then we're going to just really get some control. And then we forget that other lady's having her farewell party on Wednesday at work, so we just have a little bit of cake. We're going to cut down, but seriously, next Monday, we're getting this thing into gear, and it just keeps coming at us, doesn't it? So here's the scary thing. Ladies, how much do you need? Well, an active lady needs 8,000 kilojoules. An inactive lady needs as little as 4,000 kilojoules a day to live. That means the food that we ate in that one day was enough energy for a week. And we ate it in one day. And we didn't go home and straight to bed. What did we do? We had coffee and rusks, didn't we? A little bit of top deck or something like that. There's always something. Whatever the kids didn't finish from their lunch boxes, you know how that one goes. How about the stuff we brought home that was in the doggy box, but there's only 2 pieces left. And you know that always just goes foot in the fridge anyway. So you kind of just rather eat it than waste it. So there you go. Men, 10,500 kilojoules. We need very little more energy than the ladies. So that's why you've got no chance. Your body has to find something to do with all this energy. It's in trouble. So here's what we're going to help you do. Over 12 weeks, we're going to take you through this process. We're going to educate you. I will promise you we will change the way you think about food forever. I might not even change the way you eat, but you will think differently about your food going from here. The option is a 900 Rand for the whole 3 months, and you can pay it off at 300 Rand per month. But because we're here at Old Mutual, we're able to offer you a good special on this. This is a bit of the boring option. That's why that picture's there. It's like, really, take no chances, take no risks, 300 Rand a month. Okay, because I know what's going to happen. You're just going to pay 300 so you can check it out for a month, and then you never come back again. So, because I know how you are, we have this option, which is 600 Rand paid up front for the whole 12 weeks. I'm going to give you that discount of 300 Rand, plus I'm going to give you a 50 Rand voucher towards supplements which we're going to have available. I'm going to tell you about them. I'm not going to force you to buy them, but we do have them. There are many that you should be having. I'm going to have them, I'm going to show them to you, and you can spend 50 Rand of your own money towards whatever you do buy. So it's 550 Rand for 12 weeks. It's less than 50 Rand a session. It's going to be here at Old Mutual. Depending on how many people, we will let you know about the venue, and depending on when you would like to. We're thinking of a Wednesday. It'll probably be just after lunch. So somewhere between 1 and 2:30. It'll be a 45-minute session, okay? So it'll probably be somewhere like 1:15, 1:30, till just after 2. That's when we're going to do it. And we will send out options, 1 or 2 time options. If there's enough people, I'll have 2 options. So I don't mind doing it twice so that everybody gets a chance. If you miss a session, every session will be videoed. So we'll be able to provide you with the DVD for that session. So you miss nothing, okay? You can buy the entire series on DVD already if you wish. But we thought just to keep it fair, because there's going to be a little bit of competition between the business units, you get to see what everybody else got to see. So you get to see your Old Mutual presentation on DVD. And that's available. So the school holidays will come up over this time, because we're going to go over the June time. If there is enough interest or lack of interest, we may stop for a 2-week period over the school holidays and then resume thereafter. So I know many of us have got children and holidays and a life outside of here. So we will probably do something like that. And then we'll continue afterwards and finish somewhere around, actually I haven't worked out. If we'd start probably next week, Wednesday. I think that's all you need to know. Oh, do you need to know this? I don't like people's money unless I feel like I've earned it. Because if I haven't changed your life, if you haven't lost weight, if I've promised a lot of things now that actually don't happen, a little bit like, say, some of the presidents we've had, then you get to have your money back. You can come to me and say, I don't feel like you sold yourself fairly. I didn't appreciate the way your program works. It's not for me. But you must attend at least 10 out of the 12 sessions. Because I'm sure I can convince you in 10 sessions. And if I can't, then you're welcome to have your money back. All right, so don't feel like I'm trying to con you into spending that money. I want you to get the value for that money. And you will. You will reap it in piles. I've had people do this course where their husbands lose more weight than them just because he has to listen to the stories afterwards when she gets home. And changes enough things to start losing weight with her. And that's what I like. This will influence your families, your children, your parents, because you will talk about it, because it will change your life. If you want to do our real betting program, this is what we offer our clients. We tell them it's 2,000 Rand. You're going to get back 50 Rand every time. I'm going to email this to you. 50 Rand for every session you attend. 50 Rand for every kilogram you lose. So if you're up for the challenge and you think you can get your money back from me, then I'm going to offer it to you. That means 600 back just for attending. It means 500 Rand back for losing 10 kilograms. And remember, I'm expecting you to lose anywhere from 5 as a minimum up to 15. Ladies, 10 to 15 kilograms easily in 3 months. Men, 15 to 25 kilograms easily if you do what I say. So that's an option for you. That, ladies and gentlemen, is all you have to listen to today. We will email you all the information. We will email you bank details, meeting times, forms to fill in. We will tell you where to be. We're hoping to start next week, Wednesday. I really look forward to seeing you guys here. It's going to be cool. It will make a difference. Thank you for being here, Sue. Appreciate it.